Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of the BrunchParty podcast. Episode 10, I believe.
The 10th episode.
I do believe I am correct in saying that.
And with 10 episodes comes new things, Mark.
New things indeed.
Very new things.
The first ever BrunchParty podcast video podcast.
Video-esque being recorded.
It's a long title, isn't it?
By the Brunch Party. That's what I'm going to call this episode.
Seems
that's too much typing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems a bit much.
Who are you?
You know. I'm Mark, I guess.
Hi, Mark.
What's up?
What's up?
So this time I can be like, over there, coming from across this little space here, my co-host even.
Of myself.
A co-host of sorts. I mean, what's your damn name? I'm not gonna introduce you.
I'm going with Curtis, and finally, we're going to use this nickname, which we've been saving, which is the nickname that should have been used in week number 1. Cujo. Goy.
I'm worried that means you've ran out of nicknames.
No, I actually got a couple. I've been every time I think of something that I've been like, one I've called that's kind of funny, I throw it in a Google Doc.
Okay.
So you know what I do need to do though? I need to go take the other 10 names I've used, or 9 at this point.
Yep.
And put them in the list so I don't reuse the names. Because the other day I thought of one, I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. I was like, shit, I think I used that in like the 3rd episode.
Was it Gooser?
No, it was Kurtwee.
Oh God. Oh, worst name ever. Literally the worst name ever. So we're doing that. We have a video podcast.
We are
now.
doing this. Yeah.
It took us hours of setup.
This week. Next week we won't have this.
Yeah, I know. Look forward to next week, guys. Mr. Dr. Bonjo.
Confirmed. Dr. Benji will be on the podcast next week.
Dr.
To
Benji
come on
himself.
and talk to us about. He's probably going to do his best to make it weird for us, so it should be good.
Yeah, good. I mean, you said talk about, but who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows where he's going to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the man, the myth, the legend himself will be on next week. So that's good. But then we'll go back to video the week after that. Yep. And I believe the week after that I have a guest lined up, but we're gonna keep that secret for a little bit.
I don't even know the guest, guys.
You do know the guest.
Well, I'm sure I know the person, but I don't know.
It's who you would think it would be.
I see.
Yeah.
Making plans without me, yeah?
No. I believe you. I believe if I told you who it was, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
Oh no, I know who's. Yeah. Okay, no. I know.
You're good. You Gucci. I gotta figure out if I want to look at you in your mug, or if I just want to look into the camera, because that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're doing the conversational thing a little bit. We got to look at both.
We
got to acknowledge both.
It's a learning curve.
Curtis. It is. It's a learning curve of sorts of itself.
This is the first time we've done a video podcast. There's gonna be some problems in the first episode.
Issues.
We can't expect to get it perfect right away.
The only thing perfect in life is me.
That's absolutely not true.
Yeah.
You've lost your wallet the last 3 days.
Listen. I was hoping you wouldn't bring this up, but here, let me start this conversation. No, let me start this conversation.
The only reason I bring it up is because you audaciously call yourself perfect.
Nah, I'm perfect to me though. I think I'm great.
Yeah, but I mean that's not a very high standard, is it?
Yeah, you're probably right there.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I got a real question for you. Like a legit question.
What's up?
Do you ever watch people to try and figure out how to be a human?
More the other way. I watch people to make sure I'm not. Well, it's like, I watch people be dumbasses and I'm like, not gonna do that.
But that is in essence what I'm getting at too. But I'm kind of covering both angles of it, where it's like,
sure.
Sometimes I just sit there and people watch and be like, is this how humans are supposed to do of themselves?
Well,
you know where that actually comes from? That actually comes from a comedian who said that all comedians had a weird moment in their life.
Why don't you give him credit? What's his name?
It's Will from Sourcehead.
There you go. William Haynes.
Yeah, in his stand-up show, he talks about how all comedians have a weird moment in their life where they realize that they need to like, they're weird and they need to like figure out how to be normal. So they observe people to try to figure out how to be normal. But by observing people, they create all the stories that they're then able to make into jokes.
Yep. I mean, all comedy is people watching.
But I've always really loved the line. Do you ever watch people to try to figure out how to be human? Because you learn stuff you learn like life hacks that are so simple at times that are just like, how has this not been in my life before? Do you know what I mean by that? Like,
I know what you mean by that, but do you have an example for me?
The first time you ever, like, instead of having like a spray and a cloth, you just use like a Lysol wipe. You're like, I could use a Lysol wipe for literally everything in the world. Literally every mess there is to clean up in the world, I could use a Lysol wipe, and I just improved my efficiency 50%.
I don't know if I don't know.
Just like, you just discover something that just made your life slightly easier.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with the Lysol wipe, if I'm honest.
Maybe I'm just a crazy.
It's person. A Lysol wipe isn't tough enough for some of those big stains, you know.
But you know what I mean? Like, you got a dusty table. I cleaned this table this weekend.
Yeah, but a dusty table, that's perfect for a Lysol wipe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be whipping out.
But years before, I was like scavenging upstairs trying to find the right fucking spray. Trying to find the right fucking spray to use.
To be fair, for dust, you could just wet a towel and wipe it on the table.
But like, you gotta disinfect.
I suppose so.
You gotta disinfect.
I suppose so.
Like, the guy who invented canned air to clean out a computer. Mm-hmm. Like, that guy at some point was just like,
you think that was
we just put air in a can?
Yeah.
Like, that guy's literally selling.
Cold air though, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, that's the way the pressure gets created. But that guy's literally selling you air in a can.
Well, I mean,
like, that original idea could have just been like, "Boop, I got a can of air now."
That's
like a water ball and just blow it. Just blow it with like a hole on the top of like an empty bottle.
Mm-hmm, that would work,
right?
Sort of. Wouldn't be enough, but yeah, I know where you're coming from.
It's like it's the original that builds.
So he got the idea from people watching.
I don't know where I'm going.
This is how we got there.
I have no clue.
I think you were just talking there.
I've had a really rough day.
Brag about it.
I'm not bragging. I woke up, couldn't find my wallet, as you mentioned. Third day in a row.
Where was it again? On your desk?
Yeah.
I don't get how you were.
To be fair, like, I was cleaning up a bunch of the garbage from the Super Bowl party.
Okay.
And I didn't have an empty garbage bag. I had just taken out my last garbage bag because it filled up. So I put, like, there was like a small pile of garbage on the one corner of my desk. So I was just like pushing it all to that side.
Okay.
Now, whoever was sitting up there just happened to put like 4 napkins and 2 plates over top of my wallet. So it was just underneath a bunch of garbage.
Wait, where was this?
On my desk.
That wouldn't have been anybody. I know where those 4 plates and napkins were, and you would have moved them there.
I would not. I was never by my desk yesterday. You and Langer were sitting by my desk yesterday.
No. But those plates,
yeah,
those were on the side of the couch.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
There was more than like 3 plates out there, Mark.
Well, no, but you said 6 plates there.
No, I said 2 plates and 4 napkins.
Oh, I thought you said 4 plates and like 2 napkins.
It was like people had napkins on their plate and their plate, and
okay, well then that would have been Tyler and Langer and you.
No, because I was sitting on the corner of the couch. Mine was underneath the table. I put my stuff underneath the table.
Okay, well that would have been Tyler and Langer then. Blame them.
I don't blame anybody. I'm just saying that's where it wound up.
Langer,
that's why I
hey
couldn't
Tyler.
find it.
Hey Langer, hey Tyler, your fault. So there you go. Yeah. So we had a Super Bowl party. Didn't really watch the Super Bowl. Broncos won, I guess.
Won.
What was the score? 20 something.
24-10.
People
it was close for a while, and then it was just the Super Bowl is never a good game, is it?
No, it's no.
Like,
I wouldn't agree with that at all.
I
think there's been like 3 Super Bowls I've ever watched where I'm like, oh, that was a little bit boring.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I would say there's like maybe 2 that I can remember that were actually like competitive for the whole game.
The Cardinals-Steelers game was really fucking good. The Giants-Patriots game was one of the best games of football I've ever watched.
I'm going to look at the past Super Bowl scores because I remember growing up, like, didn't Indianapolis beat Chicago like 54-17 one year?
Yeah, but that's kind of funny though. Like, that's a game where I'm like, oh, that's like, I mean, you know, people say like blowouts are boring or whatever, but like especially if that happens in a Super Bowl, that team is just so insanely fucking good that's like a good game to watch.
Would you call 24-10 a blowout?
Sort of. For a Super, but I mean, like, yeah, that Colts Bear. I don't think it was 55 to nothing or whatever.
So last year's was close. That obviously came down to the last play.
Yep.
That was 24-28. The year before was 43-8.
Who played in that?
When Seattle beat Denver. You remember that one?
I don't think I watched any of that Super Bowl.
The year before that was like fairly close. That was the one that Baltimore won over San Fran, 34-31.
That was a really good game, actually.
Then you had the New England New York one. That was 21-17.
Fantastic game.
Then you had Green Bay beat Pittsburgh. That was kind of a blowout.
Yeah.
You had New Orleans the year before beat Indianapolis 34-17. That's a blowout.
Yep.
The year before that was the last minute touchdown by Steelers to win. So that one was close. The year before that was the one that was like literally the lowest scoring, most boring game ever when New York beat New England the first time, 17-14. And then even looking back at that, like you got 29-17, you got 21-10. I'll skip a couple years, skip around a little bit. There's two that are fairly close, but like 48-21, 34-7. I'd say it's like 60-40 to blowouts to non-blowouts.
But I mean, I go, even with a lot of blowout games, again, I don't think they're that boring to watch.
I'd rather watch a blowout.
Yeah, right?
I would rather watch a team get dominated, like in that 43-7 year when the Seahawks destroyed.
Because they are the best team to watch at that point. That Seahawks team was the best team in the world by a mile, right? If they won the Super Bowl and they could beat the Broncos, who were also pretty fucking good that year, obviously they made it to a Super Bowl.
I'm gonna debate that a lot. How the two teams matched up.
But I'm saying it more as like, you go and watch Barcelona beat Valencia 7-0, and you're like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Like, that doesn't happen that often. But then you see that in a Super Bowl final, like, that's really cool to see.
But see, the thing about that year, and I remember that year very specifically because it was when I was still watching quite a bit of football. It was probably the last year I watched football, somewhat religiously almost. But that year, that Broncos team, the only thing they had going for them was scoring a lot of points. They had like virtually no defense.
Yeah.
They were walking into the playoffs with the number one offense in the league and met up against some med defenses, and when you have that, you're gonna win. Mm-hmm. So they won their way through, and they only got through, I don't know if you remember this, but they only got through on a Tim Tebow overtime touchdown against Pittsburgh in a low-scoring game. Now, then they matched up the very best defense in the world. Mm-hmm. So as the highest-scoring offense with a med defense, they matched up against the best defense with an okay offense. At that point, the offense wasn't that great, but they had Marshawn Lynch. So then it became literally the what it comes down to in football is offense gets the glory, defense wins the championships, and that year was the biggest telling sign of that because the Broncos couldn't move anywhere on that Seattle defense, and then Seattle defense just had to take their time and run plays down the field. Yeah. I would have loved to, again, I'm not going to go heavy into the stats, but I would have loved to see how much time Seattle had the ball there and how many like 3-and-outs or like even just how many first downs Denver even got in that game.
So, yeah, but I mean, like, that's a fun game to watch, right? Like the whole thing was you're saying that there's Super Bowl is a kind of a boring game or whatever. I absolutely disagree.
No, it gets boring sometimes.
I mean, but that's football.
Right? Yeah,
but
it's worse because of the spectacle, though, is what I'm saying, right? Like, American football is already pretty rough to get through if you're not super into it. Yeah, it's just a long game. There's a lot of pausing. Because the NFL has to sell every 5 minutes to a commercial break. There's commercial breaks every 5 minutes. And then it's the Super Bowl, so they need to sell even more because they're a couple $1 million a piece. So it's like every 3 minutes. Then we're going to have an hour and 50-minute halftime show.
Yeah, and put in fucking 35 minutes before the game for the national anthems and all that.
It's longer than that. They're like, a game starts at 6:30. You're like, damn, dude,
8 o'clock.
9:50 and we're not even started yet.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I blame Super Bowl as an event as boring, not the football that's actually played.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, again,
maybe it's just the way I am, but I found yesterday's game boring. I stopped actually watching the game probably halfway through the second quarter.
I think that's what most Super Bowl parties are, aren't they?
Yeah, and then after that, I was kind of just randomly checking scores until the game was over.
Like, I mean, I don't really find football entertaining anymore.
Yeah, I'll watch the odd game, but I usually have something going on when I'm watching.
It's too long. It's
too much.
And like you said best yesterday, football's made for a highlight reel, right? There's one good play a quarter, and you're like, oh wow, that was cool. Yeah. And then there's 40 minutes of nothing, and it's like, okay, come on, guys. Like I watched that Chelsea United game the other morning. That was boring as fuck, but I would take that game over watching a football game any day of the week. So yeah, but we had a bunch of people over.
All sports have their boring moments, though. It's just with football. The difference between like American football and certain other sports is just like in American football when there's nothing happening, it's literally nothing happening.
Yeah, like
it's people standing on two different sides of a line, just talking in a circle, and that's literally all that's happening. And 5 out of 6 times it's like a 2-yard run. It's like I'm just gonna run some bodies and fall.
Cam Newton will run around 3 yards, celebrate a bunch, and then
don't add into that, Mark. Don't add into that. But yeah, that's the thing, and like at least with like soccer, when it's like I'm saying soccer because we're making reference to American football here. We don't want to confuse people, but in soccer when there's build up, it's build up, not nothing, right? So like even in boring games there's still like build up always happen. There's always something happening. The ball's always moving pretty well, right?
Like Barcelona having 82% possession in a game is still a pretty fun game to watch.
Right?
And
like you look at like hockey, which is like the epitome of never stop moving.
Basketball
too. Basketball and hockey is just boof 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 boof. But like hockey, it's like hockey and basketball, just so fast paced, and there's always something going on.
Yeah,
and especially like, hockey's a game that in theory has a lot of stops in play, but you can go watch a period of hockey that only winds up getting like 3 stoppages. Like, there's sometimes only 3 whistles in a period, which if you consider all the things that would have the whistle being blown, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, right? I was watching the Colorado.
Winnipeg?
No, Colorado-Vancouver game on Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
And the first period, there was 2 whistles, I think, in the first period.
Yeah.
Or at least the first whistle happened like 13 minutes into the period or something like that.
That's
crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just non-stop play.
No, but yeah, so we had a Super Bowl party. Didn't give a shit about the actual football.
No, we had fun, though.
Had a bunch of people come over. I have a couple friends I hadn't seen for... basically a year.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which was pretty cool. Some Cards Against Humanity, which went terribly. Some drinking.
Some good drinking. Some Quiplash.
Lots of food. Yeah, so Quiplash is a lot of fun. Love that game. Jackbox games are so much fun.
Yeah, it was good to whip that out with like a good group of people, and you're all sitting in the same room, and that was a lot of fun. We played that for hours. We played that for like too long.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'd be like, okay, this game's over, we're probably gonna end. Then someone would just click everyone's in. I was like, Jesus, people, like, I get it, it's fun, but come on, I can't be making jokes for 3 hours. This is difficult, man. I'm not that funny. Fuck.
I didn't slow down.
It also didn't help because Tyler was the funniest person there. So
Tyler is the funniest person in the world.
Yeah.
And he's one of those things where, like, when you're playing Quiplash, it can get rude and it can get offensive. He doesn't need to go there to be funny.
No, he doesn't.
And that's like a true sign of funny.
Yeah.
Because if you have to go to like offensive to get a laugh,
or try and make a dick joke like Mark does all the time.
Yeah, but Langer's great at like Cards Against Humanity, where he has options in his hand.
Yeah.
He's not great when he's the one who has to think of that option. He's like, dude, just put something in your phone. Let's go.
Right.
Let's move on. Let's move forward.
God, and he just
I'm aging.
Oh fuck. Also didn't help because he was just hammered.
He was gone.
And he was just like, he would just fucking stare at us. And we're like, dude, just fucking write something.
He got like so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
He was like looking through me at point. Like
God,
I was trying to like talk to him, and it's just like he's like staring at you with like glassed over eyes. He's just gone.
He's the possum from Fantastic Mr. Fox. He's like, can you just like give me any sign that you're actually paying attention to me right now? Yep.
No, he just like, it was unbelievable.
No,
it was like we watched a video. We showed it. Like, I'm gonna give a shout out to one of my favorite YouTube channels at this point. But there's a YouTube channel called The Killian Experience, and he does like really bad game reviews that are super funny. He's from Sweden, I believe.
Yeah.
Extremely funny. If you don't know who he is, check him out. I would recommend watching his Civ 5 video and his Pokemon one, but he has Assassin's Creed, Dishonored, a bunch of games that are really good.
There's a shit ton of videos.
But I show, Mark's a Langer is a pretty big Pokemon fan, so I show him the Pokemon video, and like 30 minutes later, I made a joke referencing it, and he's kind of looked at me. I was like, like that video we watched a while ago, and he's like, I was like, you don't remember watching like a Pokemon video like half an hour ago? And he was like, I was like, some Swedish dude played Pokemon Ruby. It's really funny. We were all laughing our asses off. And then it was just this. For like way too long. And I looked over at Mark.
For anybody that is listening to the podcast, not watching it, Curtis was shrugging and then just staring blankly into the camera there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and I was just
I'm
like...
I'm the host of this bitch.
I was like, I can't... I looked over at Mark. I was like, I can't actually believe...
Yeah, he's ridiculous. He was actually... Last night... So... He is the most flaky person we know.
He does flake a lot.
He's the most...
Second most flaky.
Yeah.
He's looking at you, DaCosta.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the whole thing.
So, for once in his life, like the first time literally ever last night, he was like, oh, can I come over tomorrow night? Like, I want to hang out or whatever. We're like, well, sorry. Like, good on you for taking initiative and, like, asking us for once. Yeah. And not just, like, us texting you and you not texting us back.
Yeah.
Turns out just because he didn't want to meet his brother's girlfriend, which is kind of funny.
He literally, waited, 5 minutes before he's like, yeah, I just really want to, get out of the house so that I don't have to meet my brother's new girlfriend. I was like, God damn it, dude. So thought you were taking initiative here.
So then we were like, okay, yeah, but we're going to record a podcast. So, either after that or you can be on it. Because he is the person we want to get on the podcast because he's fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous human being.
And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, that sounds like fun. I'll be on the podcast, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think he ever said it sounds like fun, but I'll say he did anyways.
No, you know how it happened? I told him he couldn't come over because we had stuff going on. He said, what do you have going on? I said, we have to record a podcast. And he's like, why don't you just let me be on the podcast then?
There you go.
And I called him out. I was like, fine, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, come at me, bro, sort of deal.
And I mean, as you can see, he's not on the podcast.
Not here. Pikachu's taking his place right there.
Yeah.
They kind of look a
little. Yeah, it's a little resembles sort of, doesn't it?
They got the same height to width ratio.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He's also got little arms,
arm length, to height ratio as well.
Yeah. So we texted him today, being like, "Hey, you still gonna come over? You still gonna be on the podcast?" Nah, I think I'm just gonna hang out at home and nurse my hangover. Meanwhile, it's 8:00 at night right now.
It's 8:00. If he's still hungover right now,
then I don't think he's hungover. I think he's just sick or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, he just doesn't want to come over, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's just like, nah, I'm just going to be in my room. I'll just hide from my brother's new girlfriend in my room.
I'll tell my parents I'm going to Curtis and Mark's.
No, he'll just say he's sick. He has no problem with lying about that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no Mark on the podcast today, guys. Sorry.
So instead you get the two of us in a video.
Yeah, video form.
And audio for all you people who download this and are listening on the go.
That being said,
Adam
Peter was on the podcast last week. And that is now the most popular Brunch Party podcast to date.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yep. So, shout out to you, Adam.
You know the thing about that one though. It's a lot of pressure for Ben next week. A lot of pressure on Ben next week.
Absolutely not.
Like he has to make sure that his episode goes over better than Adam Pita's episode, or else
he forces us to delete it.
I mean,
it's either better than his or not going up.
No. I mean, like if we get Ben on next week and it's like an okay podcast, but it doesn't get the Adam Pita attention, Ben should be worried because Adam Pita makes Football Manager YouTube videos too.
Listen.
And Ben's out there playing Rocket League right now.
I'm not putting Adam down or anything, but I think a tweet from Ben can skew up a little bit more than 30 viewers that a tweet from Adam, if I'm honest.
Maybe.
So I don't think
people love Adam.
I don't think Ben has too much to worry about.
We might lose listeners with Ben. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited though.
And also, I mean, we just hit over 400 total views over Podbean and YouTube on these 9 episodes of this podcast, which is pretty freaking crazy.
I don't understand why I'm pointing into the camera for those listening. You people out there enjoy this thing. I appreciate you for watching, but damn, dude, it must take a lot out of you.
True.
Does anyone ever feel bad after the podcast because they're like, oh God, this is what those two do? This is what they do for with their lives? No,
they probably feel bad for themselves for having to sit through an hour and 45 minutes of it.
I hope not, because I think we're awesome.
Oof. I don't think that highly of ourselves.
Let's not be too self-deprecating here, because clearly we got something going if we can get at least 10 people to watch an episode.
I mean, people might like this more than they like streams, apparently. If we're at 600 and something followers on that, I mean, we have 6,000 views on Twitch, but we've been doing this for
I also don't know
weeks.
how the viewing system works.
Yeah, it's weird. But what I was going to remember, we almost have as many views on this as we do followers on Twitch, it's not really a correlation by any means or anything, but it's just sort of odd. I mean, we've had a lot, 6,000 views on Twitch or something like that, which is pretty fucking crazy, because our 1 year is 2 weeks away on Twitch.
Yeah, man, we should do something for that.
I think it's February 18th or
no. I think it's
it might be March 18th. Yeah, I think it might be middle of March. Okay, so it's like a month away. 6,000 views in that is pretty crazy.
It's pretty cool, man.
But I mean, I'm really surprised that we've gotten this many views and downloads over 9 weeks.
No, I'm impressed too. I'm glad. This is one thing that I like doing this as much as I like streaming, but it's easier because it's not time based.
Yep.
So this is something that even when we have the really rough weeks where it's hard to get live, we can still find time to record this.
Yeah, we can always record this at midnight or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the one we recorded after the Hateful Eight was fucking 4 a.m. almost when we finished.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was a great night though.
Yeah.
I'll go to a movie with me tomorrow night?
No.
Okay, cool.
I would.
Oh, you're saving up for stuff at the end
of the month.
I got
things to do though.
Yeah, no.
So not really me spending much money over the next.
No, I know you're saving money for the end of the month. I got you.
Little while. Yeah, but this is gone well. I've enjoyed our podcasting.
I love our podcasting.
Yeah, I think we've been talking about it. We talked about it for a while, and we started doing it, and we're doing it weekly.
We started doing it.
We had a little 2-week blip at one point, which is fine. Everyone needs a break. It was a break after 3 weeks, but everyone needs a break.
Yeah, it was just a good time for a break too, because it was Christmas.
Yep.
It's hard.
Mhm. But no, this has been fantastic.
And look how far we've come since the first day we started trying to make something happen.
We have a studio of sorts.
Yeah. We had guests on. We figured out how to do that.
You guys don't know, but there's actual lighting.
You know what?
No.
I told people last week to add me on Snapchat.
There you go.
So if they were lucky enough to add me on Snapchat, I'm gonna give them a Snapchat of the some of the lighting we got up in here.
There you go.
And then while I do that, you can plug our Snapchat so they can add us.
Boosh, there you go.
that lighting.
So if you'd like to have me on Snapchat, I put up funny stories and stuff. I don't actually do that, but that's what people say when they want new Snapchat followers. Is Mark Kohler on Snapchat?
It's bad because I haven't looked mine up.
I think yours is
Curtis 2380.
Oh, Curtis 2380. I would not have guessed
Curtis
that.
with a C, by the way, guys.
Yeah, not a K.
Not
like
Curtis with a K. Because we ain't about that.
No, it's true. Very true. So, we have flags behind us and a little Osorio kid over there, which is pretty. Our boys repping up us right up there.
Am I pointing at it, Will?
Yeah, you are actually. Sort of. Kurt Zuma is out for 6 months.
Oh fuck, man, that injury was rough to watch.
Yeah, poor little feller, man.
That was one of those where, like, when you see it, you just do this, like, it just does, like, it shoots from the bottom of your spine all the way up your neck, and it's just like, you know, you can't, as a human, you can't watch that because you can only imagine what it feels like.
He did his ACL in.
It must have been, yeah. I mean, it looked like it could have been a billion times worse than even just doing the ACL.
Mm-hmm.
ACL, MCL, no more kneecap, he ain't got no legs.
Well, like the first thing I said to you was he literally, like, his MCL, he doesn't have one anymore.
No, that's gone.
It's gone.
That's over there.
it's gone.
It like
I don't know what an MCL is, but it's not there anymore. It's something in your knee area, right?
I watched a cool video that was on Reddit a while ago on how they actually perform a surgery, like how it actually breaks,
I did see
the
that
tendon
too.
breaks, and then how they actually like create the rebuilt tendon.
Mm-hmm. It was like weird and gross, but also cool.
It was weird and gross and cool, and thankfully they use like kind of like drawn images or computer generated images, so you're not looking at some bloody knee cut open.
Yeah, that would be
but
disgusting.
The weirdest thing about it to me was I looked at that, I was like, that doesn't seem like it should work. Like what they did.
Yeah.
Didn't they just like it looks like they use like those like hooks that go on the end of like tensor bands just to like hold your tendon together.
Like, I mean,
it's like, let's hope that stays there.
That's all. But I also think about that with like fake knees and stuff like that too, like metal knees.
I handle those a lot. Like I just
like mom
play with them all the time.
Our mom's work, she has business cards just sitting in
a fake knee.
And I'm just like, you just like put that in there and it works. Like you just put metal where your kneecap is and then just like hook it on to something. I don't know.
You don't hook it on to nothing, dog.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it should work.
I've seen how like they put the hips in, and that ain't pretty.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
There's a reason why you're sore after that gets done, and it's not at all having to do with the fact they just cut your bone off.
Yeah,
it's because of how much you get manhandled.
Well, that's not cool.
Like if you look at like most surgeons, they're like pretty fit, strong dudes or women. Like, you know, look like they work out. You know, look like they work out or they lift weights.
Yeah,
it's because they throw their weight around into, you know,
knees,
sleeping human body.
Ooh.
Like, man, like I've seen the way they put the hip in there, and it's like, whew. Yeah,
wow.
You go behind that. That's why those little female doctors, we have one that comes around the office every now and then. That's like, she's like 5'5" and maybe 120 pounds.
Nice. Okay.
But she's got like pipes and shoulders. I'm just like, yeah, I get it.
She's beefing.
Yeah, I understand this. I understand why.
There you go. Yeah, but that sucks. Kurt Zuma has been playing fantastic recently.
Yeah.
And you know, 21 years old, doing your ACL and
sucks, man. Just from landing awkwardly too. It's not like you got
just went up for a header and just
came down weird.
God. Oh, it was so gross though. Fuck. But no, and that also doesn't help us because we have 2 center backs now. I guess Ivanovic can play center back.
You bought Matt Miazza or whatever that guy's name is.
Miyazaga. But I mean, you know, we barely given any time to like Troy and Kennedy and Ruben Loftus-Cheek and blah 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 because they're not ready yet. And then this American kid that we bought from Red Bulls that we like literally just got in, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like they're not going to give time to people that like have worked for it because they're not air quote ready. I don't know if it's just
people going in because of an injury sometimes just happens though.
Yeah, but I mean like. Well, fuck. I mean,
sorry, I hope that wasn't loud.
I mean, I've noticed trends of the last 3 or 4 years with Chelsea where they'll play players even if they shouldn't be playing. Like, if Terry and Cahill are tired off their asses, they're still going to start. It's not until they have to rest that they're going to be on the bench, right? I mean, Costa did all of last year. By the end of he was out for 3 months at the end of the year last year because he couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
And we had strikers that we could put in there, but Costa's better, air quote better.
We also had our first injury. That's the one. This year, it seems like we've been very in previous years. It was always we lose a player, and I was like, fuck. Mm-hmm. The depth we have for that player just isn't who you want there.
Yeah.
We just had our first injury too a couple weeks ago, where it's okay, we finally lost a player. That hurts a bit. When Vertonghen went down, but Wimmer played against Watford and was just as solid as Anderveld, so that's good. But it's literally we loaned out Fazio, and then Vertonghen got injured. It was that's perfect timing, but oh well.
Yeah,
I still have faith in that team. The beautiful thing is the role that Dyer plays for us. You can almost fit anyone else in there, and they just have to do an okay job because Dyer will just pick up more defensive work, and it's fine.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Central mids that defend well. That's kind of cool, I guess. Oh, actually, shout out to Mikel because he's been playing fantastic the last 4 weeks. So.
I haven't watched any Chelsea games, so I can't relate with anything.
Good old John Obi, outlived them all.
We haven't watched much games together this year because of your work schedule now.
My schedule's tough, and then Sunday mornings I just watch them in bed. So,
well, is Europa back this week? Europa Champions League back this week, or is that next week?
Oh, I don't know.
We could catch a few of those games together.
Absolutely. Watch Wednesday when we stream, or Wednesday after school.
Yeah.
We don't stream on Wednesdays, so.
Yeah. I'll just go to work earlier or something, or work from home.
Yeah.
No biggie.
We can watch Chelsea PSG. Watch Chelsea get just destroyed.
So I was hanging out with my friends the other day.
Brag about it. You have friends.
Yeah, I don't hang out with them very much, so I don't. There's nothing really to brag about.
Truth.
But we were just kind of catching up because these are my friends from college, and now that we all graduated and away from each other, every time we see each other, everyone's had 7 new jobs since then, and blah 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 blah. But I was talking to my one friend who really enjoys listening to podcasts because her daily commute is an hour and a half there and back every day. So for her, it's podcasts are a dream because it's not the same 30 songs that get played on the radio all times when you're traveling so much every week.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did. That and audiobooks, baby.
So she asked me for some recommendations on podcasts and stuff like that.
And you said the Brunch Party podcast?
Of course it's the Brunch Party podcast. It's the best one out there.
Wow, I disagree, but...
Don't be so self-deprecating, Mark. I told you that at the beginning of the show.
Well, no, I know that, but do you really think that our podcast is the best podcast?
We're all... Let me go on with that story. We're all business students.
Call me on my shit like that.
What?
It's calling me out on my shit like that. You want
to fucking go right now?
I do.
You interrupted my story with, did you bring up the fucking Brunch Party podcast?
No, but it's
and I tried to I don't
like you saying interrupting. I don't like you saying interrupting like that because that was asking a question about your story.
Yeah, but it was a semi-joking question. So I kind of just obviously I said, our podcast, but I was
and then,
I wanted to...
No, but then you came at me with fire.
No, I did not come at you with...
Yeah, you did.
Hold up. Pause. Let me explain myself. You're not letting me explain myself. These are the words that happen. And, we can go back and watch it on video if we need to.
Yep.
But I said, yeah, of course I did, because it's the best one out there. And then tried to move on. I tried to just give it a little one-off, acknowledge your question, but continue with my story without getting too derailed.
Okay.
And then you immediately stopped me and you're like, well. And I was like, dude, just keep
I go.
And then it turned into this.
I disagree.
What do you disagree with? Those were the words I said.
Well, because I just made a quip after you said that, and then you go, don't be so self-deprecating. I told you at the beginning of the podcast. You don't think that's a little fiery?
I was like, just don't be so self-deprecating.
No, you're true.
Because we are great. Anyway.
No, I don't disagree.
Anyway.
I'm gonna light the flame, Curtis.
You were doing this yesterday too. You can't stand when the small little tiny things of why an argument happens do not go your way.
Well, no, but I didn't like that you say you interrupted me or that I interrupted you, because I don't think me asking a question about the story is interrupting you.
Have I finished my story yet?
No, but that's
clearly there was an interruption.
Well,
Mark.
No, but this was.
Am I right, people out there?
No, but that was a whole different reason.
I think I'm just not going to tell the story, and then the people out there are going to be like, I want to know what he had to say here.
I mean, then that's your fault, isn't it?
And it's all Mark's fault.
That's absolutely not true. If you're just not going to tell a story because of that, I think that we got more problems than just this, than Curtis.
You're an ass tonight.
I'm absolutely
the same as last night.
Absolutely not. No, last night there was way too much confusion, and I blame Langer for it.
Langer does deserve some of the blame because he was supporting you because he's just an angry drunk.
But then when you would ask him something, he would just change what he said.
No. See, the problem we have with this is a whole other situation. I'll get back to my story in a second, people out there. This was a whole other situation, but Mark and I got in a heated argument for like a good half an hour probably. That just wouldn't stop. And it was all over just like a card that was accidentally read.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back and looking at the situation, it was literally like we only got mad at each other because Langer was instigating it two different ways because he had no clue what was going on.
Yep.
I was literally just like, oh, you're dumb. You read a card. And you're just like, oh, but it was I just got confused or something. And Langer's like, yeah, you fucked up or something to me. I was like, I didn't put the card there. And I yelled that at you thinking that, I was arguing with both of you. And then you were like, well, you're like, well, fuck you. I didn't do something. I was like, I didn't say you did. And then he was just
it was Langer's fault.
He was fighting on your side, which got me fired up, which got you fired up at me, and then switched to my side after he realized that.
Also one of the things was I asked him, what did you say? And then he said something that he didn't say. I was like, are you kidding me? What? That's not what happened.
You asked him that, and he said what I said to you.
It was
unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
It was unbelievable. He was just he was so gone. He was just like, instantly forgot the things he said like 30 seconds, or not even 30 seconds, like 5 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
It was just complete. But anyway.
Yeah, so I blame him for that.
I'm going to move forward.
I think we can agree on that.
With my story. So I was just talking about a bunch of podcasts, and you and I listen to a lot of the same podcasts. Yep. I get some recommendations from you, and then there's others that like we just sort of naturally have both listened to for a while. And because we're all business students and we all like the kind of the ins and outs of business and pitches and all that stuff. Like we're the type of kids who find it fun to sit down and watch Dragon's Den. I was like, you gotta listen to Twinnovation.
I once saw some kids get tonight on Dragon's Den and it made me sad, so I don't watch it anymore.
Did you really? Oh man. I had a couple friends that were on there.
Poor kids.
They were Dragon's Den's the Canadian one. I had a couple friends who were on that. I went to school with. They were the guys. Those hats that looked like tube socks. It's like it had the same design as like a tube sock, and it went down like super far behind you.
Oh yeah.
People wore them forever. Yeah, it was a couple guys that I went to school with that pitched that.
Don't really like those hats.
Anyway, though, so yeah, I was telling them about Twinnovation, and in my my drunken explanation of Twinnovation, I came up with a pitch for Twinnovation, Mark.
Came up with a pitch for a thing that's already a thing?
No. Like, because they have like the
you came up
pitches.
With...
Like, I have a business.
Sorry, the way you explained that, I thought you were saying like, the way I explained it, I pitched the idea of Twinnovation. I was wait, what?
No, I came up with an idea for a business because we were sitting there, we're talking about those adventure rooms. Have you heard of these? Mm-hmm. They're like rooms you go to. They just opened up 2 in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Those have been open for a while.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, so Justin and Tyler have gone.
Yeah, so JJ, we mentioned it a little bit yesterday too, and that's why this came up. But my one friend was just like, we should, if I organize it, it's only gonna cost a couple bucks each. If I organize it, can we all like go out and go there? I was like, shit, yeah. And we were talking about it a little bit, and then the conversation started getting weird, like it does with me and my friends, and we started talking about like how one of them had gone with someone who's a super adrenaline junkie. And they thought it was going to be like that whole adrenaline, like you're racing against a clock sort of thing. And it wasn't. They were kind of disappointed by that. So I was like, I thought of it. I was like, I got an idea. We should make an extreme version of that. Like a do or die version. Like if you don't get out, you just can't get out. Like you're stuck in that room until you get out or else like nothing.
Bad idea.
And it came from so.
Bad idea.
This same person who was, kind of all about the adrenaline. There's a thing that you can do in Toronto where you can like hire someone to kidnap you. And
I've heard about this.
You've heard about this, and you get like
You can also hire people to kidnap someone else, which is fucking crazy.
I don't know if that's legal. I've heard of the one where you basically sign up for a service and it's like you're going to get like kidnapped, but you never know when, and then one day you just get fucking scooped up and like it's like legit. I was like, you mix those two things. You mix the like I'm signing up to get kidnapped, because clearly there's enough people to make a business for that.
Apparently.
With one of those adventure rooms where you have to solve puzzles and clues to get out of the room, and you got the greatest idea in the world. I'm gonna call it the lockbox.
So what happens?
What happens? You sign up for our service. You sign all your waiver forms because this can be dangerous.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we randomly kidnap you at some random point. Like whenever. Like it could be like 3 months. Like you could be waiting so long that your life has just gone to shit because you always think at any time you're getting kidnapped.
Okay.
We lock you in a room that has a bunch of clues and puzzles to unlock the room. And you're stuck in there until you get it unlocked.
See, the problem I have with this is, like, you know, this kidnapping air quote business.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're not actually gonna die, right? You're gonna get kidnapped. I guess the end goal is for you to like escape or something. I don't know. I don't really know what the end goal of that whole thing is, because they're not just like gonna kidnap you. It's just like, well, you're ours now.
So we put a time limit on it so people don't die.
So
come on, you
so then you just get a free, or you just get a really expensive ride to the adventure room. Then
maybe it's like a payout thing. Maybe it's like if you can get out in X amount of time, you make money, and if you don't get out, you don't make money. It just adds the adrenaline to it.
That makes more sense.
Right? Like it's like, let's say,
like
those are kind of expensive to get into, right? Those adventure rooms, and same with, I'm sure, the kidnapping service. So
I don't know.
a decent
adventure rooms aren't very expensive. I think
that's because you go as a group. But imagine if it was one person taking the whole cost instead of a full group, right?
Yep.
And then same with like the kidnapping thing. I'm sure that's fairly expensive.
I would assume that is. Yeah.
You have a pool of money. It's like based on how fast you can get out, you can win money. But then you could go the other way, where it's like if it takes more than like 5 hours, you owe money.
Yeah, you owe
up
money.
to X amount for every hour you're in there.
I'm about that idea.
Yeah.
Better than just letting people die in a room.
There can be like a fruit bowl in there, so they have food too. Like you know,
there you go.
You know, a little bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
You could have that.
All right.
There's a key inside the banana.
I'll be an investor, but not a customer.
That's fair. I wouldn't be a customer either.
Not about getting kidnapped. Don't think that would be fun.
Do you think I should put it in the fan submissions, Mark?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I'll write it up.
Yeah.
I'll write it up next time I'm bored at work.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not about tight spaces. Don't think I could be kidnapped.
Adrenaline people are weird to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mean to offend anyone out there if they're like the type of people who's
because I actually know one of our viewers is sort of an adrenaline junkie. So
who's that?
You've offended someone. I'll tell you after the podcast, or they'll tweet you.
Huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
I just mean like I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
No,
it's like it gets to a point where it's like, okay, certain things are just good experiences, and then other things are just like, how close can I get to dying that's going to be exciting for me? At that point, just do drugs.
Okay, that's the thing. It seems like it's too much like drugs. Cause,
right?
Like, at some point, you're just chasing adrenaline, right? Like, if you do enough things, you're just chasing...
It gets to a certain point where it's dangerous to your life as drugs.
It's like, okay, you know, I've already, like, skydived, all blah, 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 free dove with sharks or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go, like, you know... no rope rock climbing or whatever. I'll go scale the side of a mountain with just like my hands. And it's like, unless you're really good at that, you're probably gonna die.
It's one of those things where like, okay, there's a guy who golfs at the golf course who's a like semi-professional skydiver where he goes in like these competitions and stuff like that.
That's pretty cute.
And I'm just like, okay, like skydiving once, you do it for the experience.
Yeah.
After like 10 times. You're just testing your luck.
You're asking for it.
You're challenging some higher power that I don't believe in.
Absolutely.
You're just testing. You're just like, well, how many times could I do this before my chute doesn't work?
Mm-hmm. It's also like, again, sorry to any adrenaline junkies out there, but it also seems like a weird man's drug, because like, you know, most of them are super fit, like really healthy, jacked, and all they want to do is get high. Basically, it's like, why not just fucking do drugs then? It seems like it'd be easier.
There's that guy who like there's that guy who does like the tightrope walking.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to do it across Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And then he refused to do it because they want to make him wear a harness.
Yeah.
It was like they want to make you wear a harness because you are going to fall, and when you fall, you will not be alive anymore.
And it's like,
and he's like, I'm not doing it then.
You want to make this like a spectacle, blah, blah, blah. Kids are going to watch it. They don't want to see a dude fall into a waterfall. Yeah, like, come on. Do you want millions of kids to be scarred for life because of your dumb decisions?
You know, maybe I'm just jealous that I'm not brave enough to be one of those people.
No, see, because there's a real line between bravery and stupidity.
Because I would do like the Edgewalker thing at like CN Tower, which is where you can go like on the outside with like a harness and like look down. That's cool to me. I'm like, I know that's safe because
I'm afraid of heights.
They got 90 billion harnesses that it's not possible for you to
heard
fall.
that if you even touch one of your like buckles while it's getting set up, you have to take the entire thing off and do it all over again. If you even touch it.
Well, and it's like it's
all
one of those
about
things where
safety.
Like, you could probably take off like 6 of those buckles and there's still enough to hold you up.
Oh yeah.
Like you have like 6 break and there's like, okay, well the other 97 are gonna hold me.
But I couldn't do that. I'm afraid of heights. So I mean I get leaving your comfort.
Like if I push that, maybe it'll go away.
Yeah, but I'm okay with being afraid of heights. Like I can fly fine. That's fine.
Yeah, flying's different though, isn't it?
Yeah, but like
flying's not dangerous.
But then, like, other than flying, where is my fear of heights gonna affect me?
What's the like the least dangerous like thing you're afraid of? Like that you're like unrationally afraid of?
Least dangerous thing I'm afraid of? The ocean.
Just sort of like no, I mean like
Sharks.
So for you it'd probably be just like like going on a cruise or something, right? Or like going out on a boat.
Well, no, the cruise was fine because like I've been on a cruise before.
I'm trying to say like actually like an activity, not just
an activity,
not just a thing,
not just a shark.
Yeah.
I'd be probably.
Like for example, some people are afraid of flying, where it's like that's not really dangerous at all.
Taking my shirt off in public.
Yeah.
No,
that's fair. I mean,
no. Well, actually, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it like for people I don't know. Like if I just like went to the mall and took my shirt off in the middle of the mall, I wouldn't want to do that. That'd be really weird. But I mean, that'd be really, really weird to anyone that isn't fit, right?
I have no shame, so I don't understand what you're saying.
All right, well there you go. But I mean,
like if I was standing naked in the mall, I'd just be like, well, this is an excuse just to run and act like I'm a psychopath for a laugh. And then it's a story later. I'm like, you guys don't even know what happened. I was just standing there. Magically, my clothes disappeared like I was in a dream. So I just started waving my hand saying the government's coming and ran out of the mall.
Interesting.
Because to me, that would be a funny story. And like every single person in that mall has no fucking clue who I am.
I've learned something new about you today, Curtis, apparently. Yeah, I guess.
That's that I have no shame.
Well, no,
Is that new?
I mean, like, you can have no shame, but, I mean, run or through a mall just butt naked.
I'm not saying it's something where I'm like, I'm super excited to go to a mall and just strip down.
But, like, you'd be fine with that?
Like, if that situation happens, Mark, for me, that is, like, do something to make this event be able to be a story I can tell on the podcast.
All right, there you go.
Or at the very least, a story I can tell when I'm, like, drinking too many beers at a Super Bowl party.
There you go. Well, okay. Irrational fears of activities and such. Probably like cutting my hair.
Fair game.
I mean, probably not all.
I've been wearing a hat for 6 months.
Justin was jokingly like, "What would happen if I just like I was gonna sleep at Justin's house the other day?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "What would happen if I just shaved your head during the night?" I'd be like. And I was like, I would be like really fucking pissed off. Like I would be genuinely mad at you. Like I probably wouldn't talk to you for a while if you did that. Not that I have like amazing hair or I love my hair that much or anything, but like,
it's just you.
It's me. It's part of me.
That's fair. I mean, I've been wearing a hat for like 6 months because I got rid of my long hair, and it's.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it to grow back to a point where I was like, I'm happy with where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to get there. I've got like a little bit of like flowiness going again, and it's like, all right, it's getting there. But yeah, no, I feel you. You know what mine is? Fucking hot air balloons. I will never get in a hot air balloon.
Nobody should enjoy a hot air balloon.
Like a hot air balloon to me, it's like, it's really cool how it works. You go in a laundry basket and you're being held up by hot air in a blanket.
No, you know what?
Fuck it
Not even
out,
a laundry
dude.
basket, because laundry baskets are at least plastic. I bet plastic
Is stronger than wicker?
is stronger than wicker.
Yeah.
You're in a bucket made of kindling.
This wasn't even strong enough to be wood.
Yeah.
And we're gonna use it to float above the earth.
With fire.
With fire over top of a flammable blanket.
This thing that you're standing in over top of fire is what we use to start fires. That's what you're doing. That's not an irrational fear. Because a hot air balloon is literally the dumbest.
If I was a bird, if reincarnation's a thing, and I reincarnate as a bird, I'm targeting hot air balloons.
The goddamn...
Just bite, boom, pull a hole, peace out. I'm targeting hot air balloons if I'm a bird.
The goddamn... What? The Hindenburg? That was the blimp, right?
That was a different situation.
That was a better idea than a hot air balloon.
No, but that was a whole thing.
No, that was better. Like, that thing that happened, still smarter of an idea than a hot air balloon.
Do you know why that burnt?
Yeah, they used... it was carbon monoxide?
No, that would just kill everyone.
Yeah,
they used
hydrogen.
They couldn't afford helium.
Yeah.
So they used hydrogen instead of helium.
Yeah.
And then hydrogen is extremely flammable. Yeah. And it's just like... Oof.
Still a better idea than a hot air balloon. Still rather...
A blimp is a better idea, because a blimp is... No, even a blimp's just like, why?
Yeah, but I would rather go in a blimp than a hot air balloon. Also, it's just so big, you know?
They look like they're fun, even though they're just balloons that float around.
They're a balloon with an RV on the bottom.
A little house on the bottom.
Yeah, no, that's not an irrational fear though, because hot air balloons are just fucking dumb.
I feel like it's somewhat irrational because they're
who built the hot air balloon?
I don't think anyone. It's not every day you hear about hot air balloon accidents.
That's true. Like, give it to the hot air balloons because they don't go down that often.
Whoever's making those has that down pat.
Yeah.
Do you think the first hot air balloon burnt up?
Absolutely.
Had to have, right?
Absolutely.
How drunk was that guy where he's just like, I'm just going to pour a bunch of gasoline in this big bowl, this popcorn bowl, over top of this blanket and see if I can go flying.
The first untethered manned hot air balloon flight was performed by Jean-Francois Pelletier de Razier, a Frenchman, apparently.
Yeah, crazy bastard, probably, too.
In a balloon created by the Montgolfier brothers. Oof, not attractive men, let me tell you what. Ooh.
Swallow my drink there. Oh, man, you almost got it. You almost got it out of me.
They were born in 1970 and 1974. So...
You never... Like, my question was, like... My question was how many hot air balloon accidents there are, but... Yeah, no, that's the thing I'm not about.
No, but what I was going to bring up, they were born in 1974. You know, probably didn't invent the hot air balloon until 1800 maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe a bit earlier than that. That thing absolutely went down.
Yo, it was down.
Oof,
so fast.
No way that those Frenchmen figured out how to do that right away. That's, I'll give it to the Wright brothers. They didn't have too many accidents. At least I don't think. Don't know enough.
I think they did.
Don't know enough about aeronautic history.
I think there was a lot of models before there was ones that actually worked.
But it was that big wood one that worked, right? I see.
No, you're thinking of the spruce caboose. It was a big air. The Wright brothers plane was the one.
Caboose is a train, Curtis.
The Wright brothers plane is the one that has like a bunch of wings like scattered.
Yeah, like the big wood one.
I think they're made out of a type of paper. Like it was a type of.
I thought it was like
type of cloth. Well, like there was an actual plane that was made entirely out of like the wings and everything were made entirely out of wood. This had other materials that weren't just wood on it. Obviously, it was a lot of wood because wood was the building material of the time. They weren't fabricating metals, but like there was different materials on there. It wasn't like that one plane that was made entirely out of wood. That was too heavy to get off the ground. It's
like Orville Redenbacher.
Orville and Redenbacher. Since the days of Orville and Redenbacher, man has dreamed of flight.
What's with all these successful brothers in the world? And then us. Yeah.
We're successful.
Like the Wright brothers creating airplanes. The Montgolfier brothers making hot air balloons. We need to make the next form of travel.
I like to think it's all based on boredom.
Maybe we'll make
or like bar bets. Like you think one day Orville was in a bar and was just like,
yeah. You ever hear that story about that one pilot who made a bet that he could fucking land a plane on the street outside of the bar. So we went and stole a plane, landed the plane on the street in the bar, outside the bar.
Well, it's even just like there was the first manned flight across the ocean from like North America to Europe. I'm pretty sure that was just like a guy being like, I bet you I could do it.
Yeah, like, hey,
like,
race
no, you
me.
couldn't. He's like, I bet you I could.
Yeah, they both have like really nice boats. He's like, fucking race me to where would they be going? I guess England to America? Is that what we're going with? Was that the first?
Boat-wise?
Maybe it's like, hey, race me across the English Channel. Because I assume
that probably happened a lot. That bet probably happened a lot.
And then
with a lot of different type of boats too.
Yeah, but then like the one guy gets in his boat, starts paddling away or whatever.
Just floating by in a hot air balloon.
And then then fucking the Mongol
over there.
one of the Mongolvers is just flying. It's like fucking you know those things that you make, like those pumps that you have for your fireplace. Just like that guy. I'll beat you. I swear to God, I will. He just fucking.
I like to say that like it was untethered too. So like at one point they were tethered. So he just had like a very long piece of string. He was just like flying a kite with his brother on like taped to it.
No, but he's guy gets his boat, and then like 25 minutes later, guy just starts flying over top of him. He's like, haha, suck it, bro. He's like, that fucking Redenbacher.
Oh, you got me. You crazy Redenbachers, you got me.
Damn popcorn.
Oh, popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this is probably a good place to end it.
Keeping it about an hour this time?
Yeah.
Because it'll probably go long next week.
Yeah. See, and it's hour's a good mark to see how rendering and stuff goes for an actual video now.
We got stuff going on. I feel like I didn't look in the camera as much as I should. I feel like I looked at my laptop a lot, which I'm gonna have to get used to because we used to have a problem where Audacity would just stop capturing halfway through for no reason. So hopefully that's gone.
We're gonna work on things. The audio might not be perfect right now. We might need to work on the way we talk. Maybe, who knows, the way. But
I also want to get laptops out of the shot. That's my thing.
Nah, laptop's fine.
I want to get laptops out of the shot.
What video podcast?
I want to get like a friend for right here too. Like this is a very weird open space.
Yeah.
Because originally there was another chair there, Langer.
But let me ask you this real quick. What video podcast have you ever watched where there's no laptop in shot?
Rooster Teeth?
Bernie has a laptop every single week.
Yeah, but he's checking Twitter.
I could be checking Twitter.
Achievement Hunter. Source fed.
See, yeah, but then they have all their mics and shit out.
Yeah.
That's not that much different. That's the same thing as this.
I don't know.
Them having their mics and stuff out is us recording onto this.
Here's what I will say, though. I want, like, a friend here. We need to get, like, a little statue.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Of some sort.
But I am going to disagree with you on the laptop thing, so I'll say that much. I like to keep my eye on things,
I do, too, but you can still keep your eye on things if this is right there. And that is right there.
Yeah, but it's just,
No, I don't. Yeah. I actually don't.
Well, I guess
I want to be able. I want to be able to feel comfortable having like a rum and coke like right here.
Well, let's get a little table here. Have our laptops, one facing you, one facing me, like this.
I'm not doing that because I would have to buy a table, and I'm not doing that.
No, I have something that could work. I really do.
Let's get an action figure for there instead.
See,
we can leave the things out. I just won't have drinks.
You can have drinks.
I won't enjoy myself. That's the compromise I'll make with you.
Hey, you wanna complain some more, pal?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead. Actually. You have a soapbox.
You want me to
start crying on it?
You know what I'm complaining about before we end this? That motherfucking kid on Smite yesterday. Fuck that guy.
Nah. That's a MOBA for you. Everyone's a piece of shit.
I will say, we've got absolutely annihilated in games of Smite, and we've absolutely annihilated people in games of Smite. And 98% of the time is not that bad. Like, even we got just creamed in one game, and there's like, guys, rough game. Sorry about that. It was a bad start. You had to disconnect, and it got worse.
Yep.
They're just tough. Like, yeah, good luck with your next ones. Like, hopefully it goes better for the rest of the day. But that kid was just like the whiniest little shit ever.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even good.
No, he wasn't.
I would have accepted it if he was good. But he wasn't good.
I hate how the one thing I really hate about MOBAs and the people that play MOBAs is like everyone's argument. excuse me. Everyone's argument as to why you're bad is just, what is this the first time you've played that god? You've only used your blank ability like twice. It's like, well, you've seen me use it twice, but I've been playing mid solo this whole game. You have not seen me except for the 2 times I used that ability.
Yeah.
So, you don't know. He's like, do you even know how to play that fucking god? It's like, yeah, I do.
That's the type of game
we just had a bad game. We were playing.
Smite's also the type of game where it's not like other games where like you can pretty well pick up any god and play it to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a weird game where we all had just started a new god because we're getting our master rankings up, and we had all literally just started a new god. So yeah, there was a bit of a learning curve, but we just got outplayed. We got outmatched.
They were just better than us. We were playing unranked arenas. They were just better players than us. That's going to happen.
And ultimately, when it came down to it, we didn't do that horribly as far as some of the blowouts we've had.
Yeah,
like the team we blowed out the game the game before was much worse than when we got blown out the game after. And I'd say even like the first game, I think that night we got blown out pretty badly too when we had that disconnect. Mm-hmm. We ended up getting in there and then immediately lost like half our team. We got destroyed. That was worse than that game too.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, whatever. Like I think they probably beat us by like, as far as like minions going through the portal or whatever, which is how arena works. Mm-hmm. Like kills you get some through as well, but we were under 100 by the end of the game.
Don't think we were.
We were. No, we were. Because they got to a point where they weren't focusing on our minions at all. And we were under 100 by the end of the game. We had a game that day where the team we were playing against was like mid 200s.
Yeah.
I felt bad for that team because they had 2 disconnects immediately. I was like, oh, like you wanna just like go easy, but then it's just like an open invite just to go.
No, I'd rather. I mean, in that situation, especially for the other team, I'd rather them just stomp you and just get it over with.
Yeah.
Instead of like try and fight back into it and then just get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot worse.
I'd say like, we've put like a good like almost 80 hours into Smite at this point, I think.
I'm at like 45.
Oh, I thought it was higher than that. I thought when I checked last it was around 60, but maybe I checked more recent than I thought. But we put some decent hours into Smite. We've only had 2 games where I feel like we came against people that were like, or we got into a situation where we're playing with or we're against someone who is an absolute like jackass, which is pretty good for a MOBA.
Yeah,
or really any multiplayer.
I mean, there's also been a couple times where some people have like said things and just nobody has like say anything back to them, so they just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Like they just want you to feed into it, right? And like a lot of the time we will, and that's when that starts. But it's probably been a good.
I'd say the thing you get more than the troll is the guy who just gives up and just dicks around in the game.
Yeah.
We're just like, dude, we had that one guy who was just like, just staying in the fountain, just running around in circles the whole game. I was like, well, that's helpful. Thank you very much. Or the Neath, we won the game, but we had a game where we had someone playing Neath that literally stood inside the fountain just shooting arrows out, like not even close to anyone.
We had that one Conquest game where you were playing as a guardian and you were like, hey, Hunter, come with me.
I was going to play as a Hunter, then he locked in as a Hunter, so I was like, okay, I'll play as a guardian even though it's not what I usually play. And I was like, we'll go play alongside left lane. And he's like, yep, he was there for like the first like 2 minutes and then just left. I never came back around. And we actually ended up winning that game because that one dude who was jungling came over and he was working my lane and we pushed all the way up. And I was like, well, thanks for your help, asshole.
Yep.
Just disappeared and was fighting jungles and just not even using it. It was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no, but good experience overall on Smite so far.
Yeah.
Can't really complain.
I don't know if I want to play tonight though.
Oh, really? I was going to hop on Smite after this. So.
Yeah, like we'll play. Like I'll jump on with you guys, but I don't know how long I want to play tonight. I don't know if I'm feeling it.
Fair enough. I was going to grind away at some masteries anyways. So.
Yeah.
Not the funnest thing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll wrap this guy up.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a video podcast now. So go to 2-Man Brunch Party on YouTube and subscribe to that. And if you're not on the go, watch the podcast instead of listening to it.
Watch it.
You might enjoy seeing our faces not really do much, and just looking at each other and things and stuff. You can see what we wear when we listen to the podcast or watch the podcast.
I got a nice.
And you record the podcast.
I got a nice hoodie on today.
You can see what we drink. A Coca-Cola of sorts. But you can follow our Twitter at 2-Man Brunch Party, you can go to twitch.tv/2Man Brunch Party to follow us on the Twitch. And you can go to brunchpartypodcast.podbean.com. And,
first video podcast, he nails it.
Boosh. I'm golden, baby.
Look what up with you.
I'm the hostess with the mostest over and yeah.
With you.
And yeah, follow our Podbean account, maybe, who knows? Maybe if we get enough followers on there, we can do some of those special follower things. Ooh, yeah.
Secrets.
Also, before we go, it's either next week or the week after is my reading week. I forget which one it is.
Yeah.
I think it might be next week though. Well, February starts at a weird time because it's just like.
It's February now.
Yeah, and it's just like it's the 8th of February, and I was like, oh, what? It's like the 3rd. I was like, what? How? But yeah, it's either next week or the week after every week. So maybe more streams.
Ooh, yeah, we could get like a couple in the week. Yeah, cool.
A 7-day period where we would have maybe like five or 6 streams. So yeah, maybe look forward to that, or maybe instead of that, I'll just work and get money. So,
that works too.
Yeah, or both.
Streams and work.
Yep, streams and work. So this has been the Brunch Party Podcast. Hope you've enjoyed watching our faces, and we'll see you right there next week.
Stay beautiful.
Beauty.
Cool. Oh, they touch tips. Breathe in deep and deep.